Welcome back to Multimagic channel. This time we have got something really exciting to share with you today because we have jumped into the world of iOS development. Yes, as I told you in the retro video, we need to make the same progress of Android to all other platforms like iOS and Windows, Ubuntu, and macOS. Okay, but to be frank, it is our very first time exploring iOS, so it took a bit of time to figure things out. Yes, but we are here to walk you through it in this video, and we'll show you how we set up our Apple Developer Program account for our organization and how we got everything ready in our developer account, like adding team members and also even tested a basic Hello World app on a real device. So we'll break down each step in a super simple way and so that you can follow along easily. So instead of waiting, let's dive straight into the action. Basically, the Apple Developer Program is like a toolkit for the people who want to make apps for iPhones, iPads, and Mac computers. And it is also really important because it gives you the tools and sets up an environment to test your apps on the real devices, which will help us to understand the real world experience. And it also lets you to do the beta testing with others, and it will also connect your apps to the things like notification and many other features. And it also plays a very key role to place your app in the app store. With that said, so let us start with how to enroll our organization in the Apple Developer Program. Okay, in the step one, yes, we need to do a lot of preparation if we want to enroll our organization in AD. First, you need to get a DUNS number, which is like a special ID for your organization, and we also have to make sure that our organization is legally registered like a business or non-profit organization, and also you'll need to have a proper legal entity. Third thing is you need to decide who in your organization will be the main contact person for the Apple Developer Program. So this is the person who will be the one Apple talks to. Okay, so lastly, we also have to make sure that to have a valid credit card, because you will need to pay an annual fee to be a part of the Apple Developer Program. Alright, so after getting everything ready, the very first step is to create an Apple ID. It is like getting your own special key to the Apple world. Okay, so in the step 2, as I mentioned, that we have to create an Apple ID after the preps. So we need to go to Apple's Apple ID creation page. Don't worry, I am going to link this PDF in the description so that you guys can follow. After entering into the page, you have to click on the create your Apple ID button, which is mentioned here. Then you have to fill some basic details like your first name, last name, and your address and all. Once after you clicking the submit button, you will receive an verification email from the Apple. After that, you need to verify this email. Once you are verified, that's all, the Apple ID has been created. Come on guys, we completed our step 1 and step 2, which is we entered into the Apple world by creating an Apple ID. So after that, we need to request a DUNS number. Basically, DUNS number, it is an unique identifier for your organization. But don't worry, you can request one easily by navigating through this link, and you have to fill up some very basic details about your organization and all. After clicking on the submit button, you will receive an email that your DUNS number has been created, and you can use that DUNS number while creating the developer account for your organization. Okay, yeah, our step 4 is enrolling in the Apple Developer Program. So if you open your web browser and go to the Apple Developer Program enrollment page, and I have given the link here, so it will navigate to here. We have two types of enrolling methods. One is you can enroll as an individual and you can enroll as an organization. If you are enrolling as an organization, you have many things to consider. We talked in the prep section, that is section 1, step 1. Yes, after that you have to click on the start your enrollment. Yes, once you clicked on start your enrollment button, we have to sign in with the Apple ID which we created in the step 2. We have to enroll as a company or organization, and next you have to fill up a form and click on continue, and also we have to provide some basic information as I told you in the step 1, the details which we prepared. We had to fill in the DUNS number and we had to enter the organization address, including a primary contact address and all. After that, Apple will display you their terms and conditions, which you will agree and you'll submit them. Okay. To complete the enrollment, make sure that you also have to provide your website and contact information. But guys, please make sure that you recheck everything because Apple is very strict in following their guidelines. After all this painful process, you'll receive an email. Apple will send you that we got your enrollment request. So please wait until we confirm your organization identity. Okay. But in our case, we got a call like from the Apple team. After the call, we got another email that our enrollment request has been accepted. So thereby you can review the program license for Apple Developer Program. Okay. But if you observe, there is a link called as Review Now. When I click that, it navigated to some payment page where I had to complete the payment for annual membership fee. This payment is very important if you wanted to publish your app to your app store. Okay, so after the payment we have to wait again for approval. There is many lot of approvals and there is lot of waiting time, so please make sure that you start as early as possible. So once our payment is processed and again we have to wait for some time, they will send us another approval email, and after that, yes, you can access your developer account with Apple ID which you created in the step 2. This is the mail which I got like after the payment and all. I told you that we'll get an approval email, right? So this is that. Thank you for joining the Apple Developer Program and all. Okay. In section 2, we are going to discuss about the portal configuration, the team setup. So till now we enrolled our organization and we created an Apple developer account for our organization. But the next step is in organization, like as you know, there will be many iOS developers. So Apple has very strict guidelines. Like if you don't have Apple developer account, then you will not be able to test your app in your real device or physical device. So that is why we have to add the developers who are creating iOS apps to as a team members in this account. Okay. So to do that step, if you observe, there is a I highlighted a part like users and access. So the admin will create users in the first step. While creating users, if you observe, there is a plus icon at the beside the form. If you click on that, it will pop up a form where you have to fill the user details, I mean the team member details, and you have to specify the roles for him. Yes, you can see here, right? Your invitation has been sent to so and so person. Okay, then that developer whom we added just now, he'll get an email like you are invited to join a development team in this organization. So you need to accept the invitation to be in that team. You can start developing your apps and you can test it on your real device. Okay. And yes, step 1, you'll need to request a certificate through the Apple developer portal. Okay, this is like getting your app's official seal from the Apple. Okay, so if you click on the create a certificate button, then it will navigate to this page where I picked Apple development because I need the development version key to develop apps in iOS and macOS. Okay, that is why I choose the Apple development. And once after pressing the continue, in step 2, you'll also need to create a certificate signing request or CSR on your Macs. Okay, so I used keychain access to create that certificate. Basically, that special key is the one which only you and Apple can use. Okay, so yes, I will also provide the link in the description for this reference, which I took from developer.apple.com. If you follow this exact same process, then you will be able to create the certificate signing request. Okay, see, the certificate has been created. Once you have created your CSR, upload it to the portal. Then Apple will generate your certificate, and the certificate is like your app's passport. So now you can download it and keep it safe. Okay. So after creating certificates, we need to navigate to the identify section where we will provide the description of our app and where we'll give the bundle ID of our app. So If you click on the register an app ID, we need to click on app ID because we are going to register app ID. So then we are going to register an app ID for an app. That is why I clicked on app. And later, if you, then yes, this is the important part. If you can see, we are giving the description for our app, and we are also specifying the bundle ID. Bundle ID is something like, that is a unique name for your app. You know, it helps your device recognize and distinguish one app from other. Okay, your app ID has been created and your identifier has been created. After creating the certificates and identifiers, we need to test in device, right? So we need to register a device. To register a device, we need to click on the register a device button. And yes, I went into a bit of struggle. I don't know what is UDID and I don't know where to find that. So I did some a minimum research, and I found out that if I connect iPhone to my MacBook, then it is showing UDID key here. Okay, that is a unique device identifier. Okay, so once you after getting the unique device identifier, you need to save that somewhere, and you need to paste it here in the register a new device section. Okay, once after giving the device ID, then you need to click on continue. That's all, your device has been registered. Okay, so guys, now we have certificates, we have identifiers, and we have bundle ID and description of our app in identifier, and also we registered a new device to test. Okay, now we have to generate a profile. To generate a profile, we need to navigate to the profile section, and we need to click on the generate a profile button, and there we have to specify to which development you are going to develop the profile. Okay, for me, I am targeting iOS app development now. That is why we choose the option iOS app development and clicked on continue. And later we need to select the app ID which we created before in the identifier section. Okay, if you remember. And then we also have to select the certificates which we created in the step 1, if you remember. Okay, and later we need to select the devices which we added just now. So in the next step, yes, the certificate, like, it'll display all the information like the app ID, certificates and devices which we selected, and we need to give the profile name. Okay, once after filling all these details, if you click on generate, it will generate your profile. Okay, so yes, you need to be very careful with all details. Like, you need to download each and every certificate, identifier, and profiles, and keep them in a safe location. Okay, so after jumping through all the hoops, from making our organization's account to setting up our developer account and inviting team members, so finally we are ready for the fun part, like testing the hello world app on a real device. To do that, we need to create an Xcode project for our iOS app. So I created one. While filling the required details, if you observe, there is a section called team, and beside that we have a button called add account. So assume you are the developer who has been added as a team member in the organization account, okay, in the portal. So if you click on the add account, you need to specify your Apple email ID which you have been given to your admin or the account holder who is managing all the portal access. Okay, so you need to log in using that email Apple ID, and then next, once after adding your Apple ID, it will display something like this. Okay, so next, under the team, beside the team, if you click on that add team, then you will be able to see your name and your organization's name, account name, and then you have to click on your account. We created a developer profile for now, or to be precise, development provisioning profile, and it is meant for testing and debugging your app on physical devices during the development phase. Okay, but if you want to push your app to the app store, then you need to have a distribution provisioning profile and its certificate. Basically, it will be obtained in the Apple Developer Program membership, specifically intended for distribution only. And the next important thing is, when you create a bundle identifier for your app during development phase, like we are creating our app using Xcode, at that time In the organization identifier, you need to make sure that it should match the bundle ID which you have registered in the Apple Developer Accounts portal, specifically in the App Store Connect or developer.apple.com. Suppose if the bundle identifier or bundle ID in your Xcode project does not match the one which you have registered in your Apple developer account, you may basically encounter various problems like code signing errors and also App Store submission issues and many other service related problems. Okay, so make sure that this organization identifier should match with the ID which you have given in the Apple developer program profile. Okay, later you can also verify that using in the project section where signing and capabilities are there. You can see, you can select your team. Okay, and also you can check whether your bundle identifier is present or not. Okay, so yes, there is a basic high level screen for our app. And to test in real device, when I click on run, if you observe, there's a physical iPhone which is connected here. Okay, once it got connected, when I clicked on run, there's a pop-up in my mobile like you're an untrusted developer, so you need to change your settings. Okay, so to change your settings, you need to go to the settings, navigate to general and device management. There you have to, you can see something like this, like Apple development and the respective email ID, and you need to give permissions and you need to trust that app. Okay, there you are. Our app has landed on the real device, and it's fun watching that, and it's like watching your dream come true also. Yeah, we have gone through the ropes till now, from creating our organization account to diving into the developer's account and even taking a joyful test run on our real device. So basically in the next video what we'll try to show you is integrating our front end React Native front end UI which we have been developing in the previous videos, and the React Native library which we are discussing about that in the previous videos. We'll try to integrate those both in this using these credentials, and also we'll try to push that to App Store, and I'll make a separate video of integrating the React Native UI and integrating the plugin and also pushing that to the App Store, everything in a single video. Yeah, that's all for now. Yes, happy coding. Bye bye.